Hi everyone, Cheryl here. So I wanted to share with you a tutorial for Regina at the Cutting Cafe for her configuration box. She created a file that has about 5 different boxes for you to use in order to create a configuration box, but then she also has another box that will house all of those boxes, and that one is you can call it a shadow box. So what I did was, in interest of time, because I've already recorded this video once and had to scrap it and redo it all over again, in the interest of time, I'm going to show you how to put together 2 of the configuration boxes, as well as the actual shadow box that will hold all of the boxes. And then I'll show you what I created with the configuration box as well as the shadow box. Okay, so let me go ahead and get started. When you purchase this file, it will come with about 5 different boxes. It will also come with the top for the shadow box, as well as the bottom for the shadow box, as well as the inside liner pieces. So again, as I've said, in the interest of time, I'll go ahead and cut them out, and I've trimmed all of them down. And so what you're going to do is pop them out if you're cutting them with your cutter, or if you're cutting them by hand with PDF. Go ahead and cut on the cut line, score on the score lines, and then you can see that the the way the box will actually take shape here. Okay, so also what I did in the interest of time was I went ahead and matted my pages as well, so you guys will be able to see how they look. Okay, so what I'm doing is I'm just forming the box, and so it'll look just like this. I like to put my flaps on the inside and have the large flap on the outside. That's just me. You don't have to. You absolutely can glue the flaps on the outside. It doesn't have to be just on the inside, but that's just the way that I like mine. I like the look of it. Okay, so I'm going to be using hot glue. You can use ATG. You can use another wet glue. It's totally up to you. I'm just going to go ahead and use my hot glue. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put glue only on these flaps, because you see there's a gap right there in between. I don't want that glue to be right here. So with all of the boxes, I only put glue just on the flaps only. Okay, so I'm just gonna put some glue here and some glue there. Uh-oh, sorry about that. And then I'm just gonna pop that over just a little bit, and then pop seal that up here, and I'm just smoothing it out. And then I'm also gonna smooth it out on this side, and I'm also making sure that my edges are lined up correctly. Okay, so there's my first side of the box. Alright, so again, on the other side, we'll do the exact same thing. I'm only going to put glue just on the flaps. And I did that for all the boxes, even though some boxes seem like the flaps may have been longer and overlapped, and you guys will see that with the next box that I put together. I still only put glue just on the flaps. Okay. So here we go. I'm just folding that up and smoothing this down. This glue is very hot. Okay. And if it does ooze out on the side, you can go ahead and wipe that off while it's still wet. Be careful, make sure you do not burn your fingers, but other than that, we are good. And so here's your box. Now, it does help if you do go ahead and mat your pages before you start gluing things down. You can still put the pieces of paper in there even after it's been glued down. It will still fit. It won't be a problem. I just like to put mine down before I actually start gluing my flaps together, just because it makes it easier. Okay, so that's the first box. Here is the second box that we're going to glue. And again, if you guys can see here, these flaps do overlap, but that's okay, because if I put this flap down here, I'll put glue right here, and then I can put glue right here and then pop this up, and it will still be okay. Alright, so again, my flaps are going on the inside like this. So I'm going to put glue here all on this flap here and glue all on this flap here. Now you do have to be kind of quick simply because this is hot glue, but we'll make do. I stuck it down just a little bit only because I want to make sure that I can get this down and get it even. Okay, and this is I'm using a high temperature glue gun, so with it being so hot, it does give me a little bit of maneuverability. If you're using a low temperature, I would suggest you put the glue on the one flap, put it down, and then do the other flap and put it down rather than trying to do both flaps at the same time. Okay, so here we go. I'm going to do the second one again. There's putting glue here, and then I'm putting glue here, and then pulling this flap down on top of it. Okay, sorry about that. Didn't mean to shake the camera. Okay. Okay, so there are my two boxes. Now, as I said, I've already put together a box, and I'll show you guys that at the end once I've finished. Now, if by chance you happen to do like me and I pop one of these up by accident and you have this overhang right here, excuse me, just take your scissors and just trim this off. It's easy enough to do, and it's right there. You just trim it off and it'll be okay. Alright, so this is the other box. Now, when you're forming them together, also in the file, Regina has an instruction sheet. And in that instruction sheet, she'll show you a couple different ways for you to actually put together your box, your configuration box. But you can put it together any way you like. You can cut out two of these and then have one on either side and have this kind of anchored in the middle. You can have this down at the bottom, smaller ones at the top. If you feel so inclined, you can even turn it on the side like this. It is totally up to you how you put this together, just whichever way works for you. Okay, so now these are the boxes, and let's go ahead and move on to the actual top and bottom of the shadow box. Okay, so when you cut them out, you're going to have two pieces. So this right here is the top, and for the top piece, you can use acetate to cover that hole up, or you can just leave it open. It's whichever way that you prefer. I used acetate for mine, and I forgot to bring acetate out and cut it, but we'll go ahead and get this together right here. So it's already been cut. Sorry about that. I've already folded my lines and everything like that. Now, what you do is, once this is cut out, she has one side that has some score lines on it. And once it cuts, you'll actually be able to see those. And so what that is, that's just as a guide for you to know where you actually should be lining this up, because you're going to have to glue these two pieces together. Okay, so I folded the lines because they weren't that easy to see. But if you guys can see, it's right there. And it's actually on both sides of this piece right here. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to turn around my other piece so I can show you guys. And all you're going to do is you're just going to put glue on this piece right here, right up underneath that line. And then you are going to line it up and glue it down. Okay? And make sure that you put glue here as well as on this little score piece right here. Okay? Because you don't want that flap lifting up. So again, I'm just going to use my hot glue. I'm going to put some glue down. And I'm going to take my piece and I'm going to line it up and smooth it down. Okay. And there we are. And that's one side. And now all I'm going to do is flip this around to the other side. And again, there are those little notches. It's going to be hard to see, but I folded it to make it just a little bit easier. And all I'm going to do is I'm going to put some glue all right here and then glue this piece right on top of that. Okay. Get this out the way. Sorry. I was trying to move my glue gun back. Sorry. Okay. Just smoothing this out. And then you guys can see the box is actually taking shape. And I forgot to tell you, make sure you fold this down right here while the glue is still hot, and it makes it easier, and then you don't kind of crack the seams like I just did. Okay, so now for these flaps, again, to form the edge of your box, be sure to put your flaps on the inside. It just looks cleaner. Okay, so I am, give me 1 second, I need to grab some glue sticks. Whoopsie, I just dropped something. I'll pick that up later. Okay. So, like I said before, I'm just going to put some glue right here and glue this down. And once you've got everything folded, it will fold quite nicely and form the shape that you need for the box. Okay. And there we go. Also, another tip is to be careful when you're folding these down. They will crack if you put a little bit too much force on them. So once the machine, if you're using a cutting machine, once it's already, you know, put the score lines and cut everything out, just fold them. You know, be careful with folding them, especially even when putting it together, because you can crack this all the way, and then you either need to find a way to reinforce it or cut it out all over again. Okay, so again, just putting glue. Right here. The next one, I need to put glue. There we go. And last one. Okay, so now here is the top of your box. So now that you've got the top of your box, what you do is, if you want to leave it open, then that's fine. You can leave it open, or you can take a piece of acetate, if you have leftover acetate from some of the things that you've bought, or if you bought like a pack of acetate. I bought a pack of acetate from Michael's like some years ago, and been using it sparingly because I really don't use it all that often, but it worked out perfect because it was cut in 8.5 by 11. And what I did was, I cut my acetate at 10.5 by 5.5, and it fits in here perfectly. Okay, so what I did was I used the 1/8 of an inch score tape and put that around the edge of my acetate piece and stuck it down, and it was a perfect fit. You don't see it, and it worked out fine. Okay, so this is the top of the box. I'm going to set this over off here to the side, and then I can share with you guys, or should I say put together the bottom of the box. So just like with the top of the box, there were score lines on the two sides to show you where you need to put your glue. This one has it right here in the middle. And what I did was I folded it so you would actually be able to see it. Okay, so again, you put that there, or put glue all along right here. And then take your other piece, because two pieces were cut out, and you're just going to line it up. Okay, and glue it down, and then fold and glue on the flaps. Alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to get my glue gun and start gluing. Ow, that was not pleasant. Just got some glue on my finger. Okay. So here we go. We'll glue this down. And then I'm actually going to put this down on the table just so I can flatten it out. Okay. Also got glue on here too. Alright, there we go. Okay, so now that I've done that, again, as I said before, if you go ahead and fold at the seams, it may crack a little bit, but it won't crack a whole lot. Okay, so what I'm doing now is I'm just going to put glue on my flaps and glue those down. Okay. And then that way, we can form the bottom of our box. So here's that piece. I'm going to glue this one. Go. So we just have 2 more cups. Regina also has pieces in the file. It cuts out the strips to cover the sides of the box as well. So she's got those for you if you choose to cover your box. So you can just go ahead and cut those out. Those are in the file, and then also keep in mind her file comes in PDF, SVG, JPEG, and then I believe it's MPC also that it comes in. So with your cutting machines, it should be something, she should have a file that works for you in order to be able to cut it out with, whether it's your Cricut or your Silhouette or, you know, whatever you're using. Okay, so this is the bottom of our box. Here's the top. And I'm just going to slide this in here. Sorry, I know I am off camera. And there we go. Voila. You have a box. Okay, so let me go ahead and share with you my completed boxes. So I'll share with you first my shadow box. Let's see, hopefully, there we go. So I'll show you guys in the large view or like this, and then I'll take you through it a little bit more. And I know I'm already at 18 minutes, so I will try to make this as quick as possible. So what I did was I cut out all of the boxes that she has, and she has 5. So she's got this large one here, this kind of tall but slim one. She's got this one here, and then this one here. Okay, sorry, I know my hand was in the way. So these are the 5 boxes that she has, and then I just kind of put them together, but then I also cut out multiples. I cut out 2 of every box except for these 2. Okay, and so I just added 2 more over here. So I lined the paper, and the paper that I used is the Mariposa line, which is by DCWV. And so I took some lace from Hobby Lobby and ran that along the side, all across the top, and down the other side as well. And then I took some tiny flat back pearl trim, I believe this is 4mm, and I lined all of my edges on the front because I didn't want any raw edges. Okay, and then here is Odorly, a flower, and all the flowers I use my Wink of Stella in clear to give them a really pretty shiny coat. And then here is a metal piece, flower, sprays, more flowers here at the top, a bauble from my stash, and then a little angel piece here, and then another doily bling piece and a dove. Okay, and then here's another metal piece and a flower. And so let's see, oh, here down in the bottom I have some flowers. I also have some leaves. Here's a wood piece back here, and the wood piece has my homemade shimmer on it. Because I like the brown look of it, I really didn't want to change the color of it too much because I liked the brown because it went really well with everything else. And then here on the top, I have another doily bling piece and then a cameo. Here's another big metal piece, a glass jar with the cork stopper, a heart, some trim, or what do you call that? Baker's twine. Another metal piece, flower, and then a bauble. Here's a flat Prima light bulb, and it just says you, but then I played off the heart here because here's another wood heart, and then here is a resin piece that I made, and so it's heart you. And then here's a dress form, a wood dress form, another flat back pearl, some flowers here, and then this flat back pearl here. Up at the top, I took a spool and wrapped some flat back pearl trim, ribbon slider, flat back pearl. There's another kind of like dangle piece back here that is tucked back there. I hope you guys can see that. A dove, and this is a doily. And then here on the last piece, a large flower, some leaves. This C, I believe, says courageous. Sorry, I know I took it out of the, yeah. That's courageous. And then bauble, flat back pearl, ribbon slider. Hold on. It's not focusing. There we go. Ribbon slider, flat back pearl, and then a cameo, and then the frame. Okay? And so what I did was I used flowers from Wild Orchid Crafts. I have, oh, and here's a butterfly here. Sorry about that. I also have metal pieces from Elegant Embellishments. I also have wood pieces from Which Crafts Do You Do? Lots of different things that I put on here to make it work, but I love it. I really, really love how this turned out. Okay, so this is the shadow box that I created. I'm sorry, configurations box. And let me share with you the shadow box. So I couldn't decide if I wanted this flower here to be on the bottom of this box. This is a fabric flower that I used, that I made using some butterfly canvas. And then it's just a, what do you call those? Like a rosette flower, and then ribbon slider and flat back pearl, and just some lace on the bottom. And here is my shadow box. I haven't decided. I may go ahead and glue it down there just to have it there. And then again, I may not. I'm not really sure. But here is the paper all along the edge. And then I took some trim from Hobby Lobby. Sorry for that glare. You can see my light. I took some trim from Hobby Lobby and put that all around the edge. And so that's the top. Let me go ahead and take the top off, and then I can show you guys the inside. Okay. And then here is the inside. What I did was I took some bling mesh and I cut it and taped it up here at the top. Oh, that's what I'm missing. I meant to put a ribbon slide and flat back pearl here at the top, but I forgot. Here's a piece here that says Simply Beautiful. This is a Prima doll that I cut out and I popped up. This Simply Beautiful right here is also popped up as well. And I paper pieced her. I colored her in with my Copics, like her skin is with my Copics and hair is with my Copics. But then I used paper from the collection and paper pieced her headband as well as her dress. And then I took some small flat back pearl trim and put it here at her waist as well as down here at the bottom. And she's got some trim down here at the bottom for the ruffle of the dress. Okay, and then I used the Wink of Stella pen on her dress and her headband. So it shimmers quite a bit. And then down here at the bottom, I have some rosette trim in two different colors. So I have the large rosette flowers in white, and then the smaller rosette flowers in like a buttercream. And so there's 3 of those. And then I took some flowers and put those down here and just kind of zigzag them. And those also have Wink of Stella on them as well, so that they shimmer quite a bit. Okay, But that is my shadow box. And then, I'm sorry, yeah, the shadow box. And then this right here is the configurations box. Okay, so you guys, please be sure to pick up this file over at the Cutting Cafe. It's a great file. You're actually able to, you know, make your own configurations box instead of buying them and putting them together. You can cut it out. You can do so many different variations. And then the box that actually houses all of these pieces, you can make it into a shadow box yourself, or you can put the boxes for the configurations box inside of it and then decorate it like that. So there's so many different options and so many different ways for you guys to make this work. So thank you for hanging in there for this kind of long video. I appreciate you guys for watching, and I will talk to you soon. Bye bye.